Hi, my name is Sean Montgomery, and today I want to talk to you about using technology as a lens for introspection, to look deeper at ourselves, both as individuals and collectively as members of society, to reflect on who we are and what connects us to each other and the world around us. My background is in neuroscience, and for the last decade, my work has explored the intersection between art, science, and technology. In 2008, as I was finishing my PhD in neuroscience, I began sensing signals from the body to create new forms of expression and communication. The works included a truth wristband that measures electrodermal activity and lights up red whenever the wearer gets excited or nervous. I'm wearing a truth wristband right now, and you can see it's lit up blue, reflecting calm. But if I smack myself, there's a little bit of a delay, and then you can see it light up red, indicating a spike in arousal. The collection also includes a shirt that flashes with each beat of the wearer's heart, and a hat that lights up different colors depending on EEG patterns. Bringing that introspection into the crossover between art and science, with my collaborators at Lovid, I created a work called Telephone Rewired that imagines a future world in which we can manually toggle the switches of human cognition. Neuroscience research has shown that pulses of light and sound can actually change the endogenous rhythms of the brain, and through that process, change your perception, reaction times, and memory formation. And so we wanted to turn this scientific phenomenon into an immersive experience for reflection and introspection. The work is based on neuroscience research, and I'm going to give you a brief demo. However, this involves flashing the screen, so if you're sensitive to strobe lights or have photosensitive epilepsy, you may wish to cover your eyes or skip this demonstration. So what you're seeing here is simply flashing the screen black and white at the theta rhythm, which is a frequency that's used by the brain. And if you let go, your brain will begin to synchronize with the flashing. The installation cycles the viewer through different brainwave frequencies, but even in this simple demonstration, any shapes or colors or patterns that you may see are created entirely by your own brain as it shifts into a different mode of operation. We've shown this work in museums and galleries around the world and collected brainwave EEG and other types of data from thousands of viewers experiencing the work. Within this artistic and scientific transdisciplinary paradigm, our goal is to create an opportunity for aesthetic as well as scientific introspection to reflect on the physiological mechanisms of our brain and how it relates to the perceptual qualia of subjective experience. Extrapolating from Telephone Rewired, my colleagues and I created a performance piece called Hive Mind to have a conversation about the future of human cognition, but in which no words are actually spoken. Instead, the brain rhythms of each performer are used to generate pulses of light and sound, and those pulses in turn directly influence the brain rhythms of the other performer as well as the audience. As one performer's brainwaves become the stimuli that entrains the other performer's brain patterns, a public brainwave-driven conversation unfolds. Together, the performers and audience go on an experimental journey through different induced brain states and altered perceptions, ultimately considering broad implications for the future of human cognition and communication. In the future, perhaps all conversations will be neurointrospective, where the signals from the brain and body facilitate new forms of expression and communication. Exploring this introspective lens of biofeedback art, my collaborators and I created a work entitled Emergence to ask the question, what is the fundamental boundary between where the human body ends and the internet begins? When a viewer touches the piece, the electrical signals generated by the beating of their own heart travel down to their hands where they're detected by the installation and then propagated as light and sound into the surrounding infrastructure of the space. The installation then further propagates the viewer's heartbeats onto the internet, capturing a digital memory with each heartbeat and uploading it to Flickr. After traveling to countries around the world, the piece has now captured over 30,000 digital memories, triggered by the beating of viewers' hearts. This somehow captures the life and emotion of each person in that moment, some a steady drumbeat, while others racing heartbeats. It reminds us that we're all fundamentally connected through this electricity-driven pump in our chests, and through the electrical impulses traveling throughout the internet. For the last couple of years, my lab has been thinking about how we can make it easier for others to introspect about their physiological signals. What we came up with is a wearable sensor module we're calling Emotibit. The goal is to easily strap the sensor anywhere on the body and immediately start streaming data of the highest physiological quality. I've got an Emotibit strapped to my finger here, but you could also strap it to your arm, or put it in a 3D printed case, as this one designed by the Paquette lab at the University of Chicoutimi. And here you can see the data streaming live with my cardiovascular PPG data in the top left, where you can see my heartbeats, as well as slower changes in the respiration, and you could derive oxygen saturation. You can also see my electrodermal activity, or EDA, and if I smack myself, you'll see an increase, reflecting a spike in arousal similar to the Truth wristband. And here at the bottom, you can see my body temperature and other metrics. And in the top right, you can see movement data from an accelerometer, gyroscope, and magnetometer. Working with our alpha and beta partners over the last couple of years has been astounding to see the amazing things people can do with Emotibit. From new media art and active research programs to classrooms and DIY projects, our dream is to enable others to introspect into the physiological toggles and levers of the body and how it relates to our experience of one another and the world around us. If you think Emotibit could contribute to your practice, please check out our website, emotibit.com, to learn more. This summer we teamed up with Artahack and Battery Dance Studio here in New York City to reimagine live dance performance in a post-pandemic world. Here is a hack rehearsal session streaming signals from the dancer's body to live transform the video. Measuring these intimate signals can provide a new lens for the audience to connect with the dancer and explore new forms of expression and communication. Whether we're talking about works that reveal and enhance the capacity of human ability, or examining the similarities between our ancient biology and today's latest technologies, I believe that biofeedback art gives the viewer a new lens by which to introspect, to look at ourselves and how our relationship to technology and one another may change as we head further into the 21st century. Thank you so much for your attention in a world of many parallel streams, and I hope to introspect with you further in the Q&A session.